This is it. I'm finally doing it. I'm playing Klingon Academy. Man, it's been like 25 years since the last time I played this. Reading time. In the late 23rd century, the Klingon Empire established an elite school for the greatest warrior pilots. Its purpose was to teach the three disciplines of Kalis, honor, duty, and loyalty, and to ensure that the few who manage to graduate are the best captains in the galaxy. Kapla. Today, the Klingon Defense Force calls it Elite Command Academy. The Federation call it
Get to the good part already! Please disperse! Nothing to see here!
Hi, I'm Ben Kai, and this is the final Star Trek game in the Klingon trilogy. We started out with an FMV adventure,
You're dead.
followed by an Unreal-powered FPS,
My targ is tougher than that.
and finally, we have the greatest of them all, the ship combat simulator Klingon Academy. While those first two were set during the TNG era, this one goes back 100 years to the TOS times. Specifically, 2 years before Star Trek VI, during the Klingon Civil War. You play as a young Klingon student named Torlak.
Now I, Torlek, son of Rokva, have earned a place in this hall.
He's chosen to participate at the Klingon Academy, which is where only the best of the best go to train. Yeah, like Top Gun. And he'll be learning from Star Trek legend General Chane, played by the late and great actor Christopher Plummer,
Torlek, I have summoned you for a very special purpose.
reprising his role from the undiscovered country. He commands every scene he is in and plays the part perfectly.
To know your enemy is to defeat him before you have faced him. Do not wait until you meet in the coldness of space, for space is the harshest instructor.
Truly, I have no idea how the developers were able to get such a high caliber actor, but I'm not complaining.
Remember this: glory is like a circle in the water, which never ceases to enlarge itself, till by broad spreading it disperses to naught. The true warrior never seeks glory. Glory always finds him.
Ooh, that's a good one. We get lots of Chane backstory, including how he lost his eye.
Had you accepted my offer, you would have lived to fight your true enemy. Now you're just a globfly on the road to my ascension.
Idiot.
Why he quotes Shakespeare,
However, this is not such a mystery. Remember my first lesson to you? Know thy enemy. He was one of their greatest warrior poets. He would have made such a fine Klingon.
and even what he thinks of Kirk.
Ah, yes, Kirk. It is a little-known fact, however, that Kirk is a Klingon. This is the only acceptable explanation as to why he is such an outstanding warrior.
We also get another Star Trek legend, Commander Worf. But that doesn't make any sense. This is set in TOS era. Worf isn't even born yet.
And it is a long story.
I am Instructor Thokmak.
Oh, I see. He's playing a different Klingon. Got it.
Do not confuse me with my famous brother, Colonel Worf.
Okay, now I'm confused. So you're the voice of Commander Worf from TNG, voicing another Klingon dude named Thokmak. But there's also another Worf, who's a colonel in this time period, who also sounds like Worf? Yeah, I'm just gonna call you Worf. If it sounds like a Worf, acts like a Worf, it's a Worf.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Worf?
Good tea. Nice house.
As you rise through the ranks of the Academy, you get the notice of Chane, and he soon tasks you with an important mission to spy on a Klingon named Melkor, who intends to overthrow the Empire and become Emperor.
I will ascend and take my rightful place as leader of the Klingon people. It is my destiny.
About halfway through the game, you graduate and are out of the Academy. So now what?
You will understand once our guest arrives. Wait. Here he is now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chancellor Gorkon from Star Trek VI.
I'm here to inform you Chancellor Lorak died not 3 hours past.
Dude, why'd you have to bring bad news? So fresh out of the Academy, you get thrust into the Klingon Civil War, under the command of General Chane, Along the way, testing your honor, duty, and loyalty to former students and instructors you met at the Klingon Academy.
I have decided to defect. Kalus's beard.
It has a very strong story and makes for an excellent prequel to what eventually takes place during the Undiscovered Country movie.
Where are you going?
I go to the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveler returns.
Pretty sure he ain't returning from that movie. As for the game itself, it is a trekker's dream come true. Along the bottom row of the screen are numbers 1 through 9 that correspond to the keys on your keyboard. They act as your vocal command menu. From these numbers, you can order anything to be done.
Boost shields.
Change power allocation.
Engage power allocation.
Emergency maneuvers.
Emergency stop.
Call in reinforcements.
Requesting assistance to eliminate an enemy destroyer.
And even self-destruct a ship. Why you do that? I don't know. It was Tuesday. Good day to die.
Don't tell me. Tuesday.
Now you'd think with these vocal commands you'd also be able to talk into your microphone and command the ship like you're a real captain. Yet sadly, you can't. At least not with the original game. There is a third-party program that turns your voice into button presses. It would take some time to customize, but if you're willing to go through the setup, then you can have your very own Captain Kirk fire moment.
Fire!
Alternatively, you can also take command of each individual station by hitting the tilde key on your keyboard. That's that one right there. And select which station to commandeer. I'm not going to pretend to know what each button does, but it just looks too darn cool. The manual on this game is like over 100 pages. I'm going to need some time to catch up on me technical manuals. Combat itself will feel very familiar if you've played any space combat simulator from the 90s, like Descent Free Space or even X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter. You can play with a keyboard or mouse, but really this kind of game was meant to be played with a joystick. You can go full-blown HOTAS mode and mess with the little buttons here and there, or go a bit simpler and get a basic Microsoft Sidewinder joystick. But the majority will most likely have game controllers, like this Xbox one. It'll suffice if that's all you got. If you keep your camera set forward, then it'll be just like those games. But if you activate the gunnery chair and set the camera to third-person mode, then you'll have access to starboard, aft, and port-side weapons, playing more like a capital ship sim instead of a space fighter sim. I still think Bridge Commander is the better capital ship sim, but this one is still pretty darn good. What this Klingon Academy has over Bridge Commander is this. Cool looking ship dismemberment. You can destroy and dismember any part of a ship, essentially disabling that system permanently. And the neat looking effects like plasma trails from a destroyed nacelle just look so cool. There are some negatives though. For one thing, there is no saving during missions. If you die, you have to start the whole thing over.
You allowed yourself to die before completing your mission.
And depending on the level, I'm looking at you, level 6. That could mean up to an hour's worth of playtime. Just skip the secondary objectives, it takes too long to do.
Your failure placed the entire mission in jeopardy.
But it was secondary, that means optional. They could have at least put checkpoints throughout a level, but alas, there is nay. For to save, or not to save? That is the question. Yeah, it needed saving.
The cargo vessel Hope has been destroyed, sir. Mission objective failed.
It's also very, very buggy. Even with the latest community patch, things like not warping properly,
We are taking hull damage from atmospheric friction,
or missions being completely unwinnable due to enemies disappearing out of bounds. Or how about this ghosty looking control panel? I have no idea how I made this happen. When it's not glitching out, ruining your progress, you'll have to contend with the unbalanced AI. Half the time, enemies will just sit there, letting you pummel them to death. Other times, ships are pulling 360 evasive maneuvers on you. It's completely inconsistent, and this is with the game set on the lowest possible difficulty. I've just spent the last hour hunting down all these fighter ships, and I got one more left to go. Hey, that's too fast! God! Dang it! That is it! Time to pull a Kirk. If the game is gonna cheat on me, then I'm gonna cheat on it.
I don't like to lose.
I changed a single parameter on the ship to give me fast-firing torpedoes. And I made it possible to shoot while cloaked. I can see all you Kirks. Can you see me? Not anymore. Let's slip the photon torpedo bays! Last thing to note is that this has a multiplayer and instant action mode where you can play with lots of ships, including the obvious Klingons, but also the Federation, Romulans, Gorn, the lizard dudes that Kirk fought hand to hand with, some Tholians, the other classic TOS race. You can even use the classic Tholian web in battle. And finally, these guys. I actually don't recognize them. They may be exclusive to just this game. What's really cool is each race has their own distinct sounds and console layout. Federation has that. Klingons got their. And look at the self-destruct button for the Gorn. It's just a big freaking eyeball. After winning any instant battle, you'll unlock Explore mode. From here, you can go to the helm and warp to any sector. Go to the solar system and visit Earth. Try to bomb Interplay for not releasing the game on GOG yet. But besides that, there's not much else to do in each sector. I assume that this was meant to be a bigger mode that didn't get fully realized. As much as I'd love to see this game get fixed up, or better yet, remastered and re-released on GOG, I'd very much would love to see the Star Trek flight sim genre come back with a brand new game with modern improvements. This game, Bridge Commander, and Legacy are some of my favorite Star Trek games, but those were released decades ago. Ubisoft put out that Bridge Crew game, but that was a bit bare bones and quickly got forgotten about. Flight sim games have always been a niche genre, but after seeing the success of a game like Star Wars Squadrons, which might as well have been an X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter sequel, I think it is high time Star Trek makes a comeback into the flight sim world and show them all how it's really done. Hey Tom Cruise, you want the job?